not driven this car in over a year, and I know y'all probably forgot I still have it. Sometimes I forget I still have it. It just sits up here at the shop, and it's literally been over a year since I've driven this car. So today we're gonna do a little bit of work to it. I've already put gas in it because it didn't have any gas from sitting here, and then also I changed the battery, and now it has a vibration, which was happening the last couple of times I drove it. It's definitely vibrating in the drive shaft. It seems like either center support bearing or the guibo. I forgot how good this car sounds. I don't have the big camera today, so audio might be a little bit more raw instead of having a wireless mic. I forgot the attachment for the wireless mic to connect it to the big camera, so I'm actually using the old school DJI Osmo Pocket, which I've done in the past for most of my videos. So alright, so we ran into our first problem. I can't get this brace completely off because this bolt is not coming loose. It's just spinning.
Because of the weight.
Alright, so my Gentani Race muffler is out. If you ever wanted to know what muffler I had, it's Gentani Race, and that's what it looks like. Just has resonators, that's it. So this was really hard to pull out because, again, I cannot get this thing loose. It's just spinning, and if you look at the other side, it's just a factory nutsert, and I think the nutsert is just spinning, so there's nothing I can really do about it. So no way to hold it from the top or anything, so gotta just hold that L. So now it's time to remove this so I can get access to the drive shaft. Bruh, look at this. Look at, you can see right through it. That thing is absolutely cooked, man. Here, let me shine the light behind it. There you go. You can see straight through this shit. There is no center support bearing. That thing is ripped all the way around it. That's my vibration right there. Good God. I'm gonna use my painter's tape as a way to match the drive shaft up before I disconnect it. Because I knew I was gonna be working on the drive shaft, the e-brake is not on. Instead, the car is in gear. The gear shifter is right here, so when I want to take it out of gear, I can just move it. So I'll put it in neutral right now, what I think is neutral. That's not neutral. That's neutral, and then I can twist it. I'm moving the light, my bad. And then when I want to put it back in gear, so this stays torqued, just snap it into gear, and now it won't move. So that is the secret for working on drive shafts. Don't use the e-brake, otherwise you have to lower the car and loosen the e-brake. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out real quick. This battery is about to die, so let me go ahead and charge this. Oh. It's a beautiful baby boy. Okay, there, the bolt is free now. You're all free now. All right, so drive shaft is separated, and remember it is marked with tape, so we're good. We can put it exactly back where it needs to be, so it stays in balance. I have no idea how to get this off. I think I'm gonna need a puller of some sort. I'm gonna give it a couple whacks with the hammer outwards, and maybe it'll come off. But I think it's just like a seized metal bearing on the inside. So if you look at another center support bearing, one that's going to be replacing it, it looks like it just has that ring, and that ring is going over top of that. So that is a tight fit. Wait, how does that work? Does this not fit? Is this not the right size bearing? Oh no. Oh no. I might have played myself. There's no way this fits over. Oh shit. Hey, time has passed. I had to do a bunch of research and figure out what's going on with this drive shaft. So, the drive shaft center support bearing that I have, the one I had, not gonna lie, got it from Rock Auto. You know what I'm saying? Try to save some bucks. And it definitely said 4 M3, but apparently the inside bearing of this is 30 millimeters, and the one from the old one is 34.2. So if you do want to get a center support bearing from anywhere, make sure the inner diameter is 34.2. I think this fits non-M, because again, there is a bolt that has to come out, and I think that makes the drive shaft thicker than any others that doesn't have a bolt. So there is a kind of a ghetto solution. I'm still working on something else. Got Stefan over here. He's here on the weekend working on some other projects, and he has some connections with some of the part stores, and he's trying to call around and see if he can find like just the bearing or another one that will kind of work. So let me show you what we got so far. So here's the center support bearing that doesn't fit. Here's obviously the old one that did. You take this, does not fit over the drive shaft because it's too small. However, you can actually pry these out. Now, it doesn't normally come out that easy because it's actually held on by ridges on the back side. This is already pushed out to see if it did come out, because that one came out, and that's the OEM one. This one also has ridges on it, so nothing really holds it in place except for maybe the ridges. So possibility is, because this is too small, is to take my old one that does fit and just put it in here, smash it all the way down into the ridges, and then boom, I have a working drive shaft. Now, here is the dilemma. Does that work? It can. Absolutely it can. This bearing is also old. It doesn't spin that well. It does spin, but it doesn't spin that well. So when this thing is in here, and you try to spin this thing, it's not that smooth. So I don't know if it's gonna squeal or anything like that. For example, you can look at the new bearing that doesn't fit. Hold that in place, and look at the difference. So that's gonna be way smoother than the old crusty bearing. Now maybe I can oil this bearing and try to get it moving a little bit more freely. I'm not sure, but I'm kind of in a pinch, and I need to move this car because the techs are going to need it on Monday. They're going to need the lift on Monday, so I can't really leave this car here. And yeah, no local parts stores has one, so I may have to do something kind of ghetto. All right, so while we're figuring out what we're going to do next, I'm going to go ahead and swap this out while I'm sitting here. Okay, solution found. This is Duralast part 6123. This is the center support bearing. Now, it is not the same shape as the center support bearing that goes on the M3. This is supposed to go upwards this way. This is obviously flat, and it will not recess into the drive shaft area. But the inner diameter of the bearing part is the same exact one as the one we need. So all we have to do, see, matches. All we have to do is take this bearing out, put it into here, and we have a workable center support bearing. So if you get in that situation then go to AutoZone and find you a Duralast 6123. Or just make sure you do the proper research and make sure you get a center support bearing with a 34.2 inner diameter. But at least I can finish this car today. Look at this thing. This thing is so nice. Oh, it's a wagon too. It's RS6. Long roof.
22s. Can't lose with 22s.
All right, if you're doing this from home and you don't have some awesome certified techs that can help you with a bunch of experience, what we did was this is a drive shaft, right? You need to get this on here with force. It's not going to just fall into place. You need to put some force in it. Take a socket. I think you use a 32 or a 38, one of the two, something that will fit over top of this, obviously. And then use a bolt. So this is the bolt that came with the drive shaft. I don't know the specs of the bolt, but that's the one you have to take apart to separate the drive shaft. This bolt also works, so you can see it threading right there. So you can use this bolt. This bolt is from the Guibo. So when you take the Guibo out, or take the bolts off the drive shaft for the Guibo to remove the drive shaft, you can use that same bolt with a socket to press it on there with a washer. So that way when you're tightening it, it's pushing the socket down and you get it. So you can use the tools that are part of the job. You just need a big socket. Also, something else to note, when you do go to put it back in there, you see how this is offset. This is not directly in the center. Looking at the old one actually says top. So when you look at it, you see it's higher, it's more up than it is down. So this is going to be the correct direction to put it up. Got it? So we'll go like that. Oh, I can't hold it up, but you get it. For the record, this job kind of sucks. Like it's simple but hard. You know what I mean? It's simple when things work. It should be simple. Just take this apart. Didn't want to come apart. Oh, just put it back. Don't want to go back. Because these are a little rusty. Like I said, very hard to take apart. I got a file, and I got to file down every groove until it's smooth. All right, 30 minutes later, we're finally in there, and I'm down there close enough to where I can finally put that 18 mil bolt and tighten that, and that'll hold it tight. It's not gonna come off, obviously, but yeah. Look what I had to do to get there. I even had to use the jack as a step stool to get a better angle to get the whacking so I can get it straight. But we in there. Go this way first. This thing died again. This is why, I remember now why I stopped using this thing, because the battery drains so fast on this thing and I have to charge it. When I use the big camera, when the battery goes bad or it's getting low, it actually lasts longer. I could just swap the battery out, and while I'm using that one, I could be charging the other one and just flip-flop back and forth. So I never really have to stop working. So battery died, I didn't want to stop. So I already put the car back together. But the important thing on the center support bearing, when you do put it back in there, make sure you push it forward as much as you can before you tighten it. That's how you preload it. So you push it forward towards the transmission, tighten it, and you're good to go. So car's already put back together, exhaust, everything, and now it's just time to lower it down and make sure it doesn't vibrate. So let's go outside. I hear a noise, but when I was putting the muffler back up, I think I pushed the heat shield up a little high. So I think it's just that. But let's see. No vibration. No vibration. I think the center support bearing is upside down, which is crazy because the other one said top and it matched up, but this thing is clearly, you can see it bouncing through the, I don't think I have to drop everything. It's just this area. I might be able to get away with just removing this and dropping this lower and letting it sag. I might get lucky because I do not want to drop this whole exhaust. So I had to drop all the bolts on the exhaust again to get right here. So I have to loosen these bolts, flip it, and then put it back, which is so weird because remember I showed you guys the old one and it said top. And so I'm tripping, that says top, and this matches that. So why didn't it hit before? So I don't know, but it was definitely hitting right here at the U-joint, right here between these two pipes. I saw it, and it makes sense. So if I flip it, this will put the drive shaft higher, and it shouldn't hit. Okay, I got it flipped. Sorry, I'm not filming. I'm like tired now. But basically, just loosen that, pull down on the drive shaft, and just rotate it by your finger. You know, it spins. It's a bearing, and then just push it back up there and tighten it. Looking at it now, it kind of makes more sense being this way. It is way up there and tucked, so I should be good now. So put it back together one more time. I still feel vibrations. Are you kidding me right now? Okay guys, I finally fixed it. Oh man, sorry, I didn't really, I kind of just cut the video off at the last part because I was really frustrated dealing with this. But yeah, so basically turns out I did have it the right way the first time, and when I switched it, it made it vibrate. So the first time I had the center support bearing right, but it was hitting, the U-joint was hitting the heat shield. So after that, I was like, okay, this does not work. So I flipped it, thinking it was wrong. And after I flipped it, it made the U-joint kind of weird shaped, but I didn't see that till, you know, came back today with a fresh mind. And I went to go flip that around. Of course, I broke a stud because working on cars is never, it never goes right. Luckily, Stefan was there, and he actually helped me with the extraction kit that he had on him and got that bolt out of there. So after that, flipped it, put the car back together, pushed down a little bit harder on the heat shield to make sure it is not hitting anything, and I think we are finally good. So driving it now, no more vibrations. I can finally drive this car again. So yeah, this is nice. Speaking of driving this car again, oh, I forgot traction control is on. I'm so used to old cars. There we go. will be a perfect drift car. Oh man, don't give me ideas. Alright, well that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Deuces. I will see you in the next one.